All right, thank you. Serving families in Southern Nevada since 1926, Paul Mortuary is here to assist you with funeral and cemetery arrangements. That's whether you're pre-planning your own final arrangements or at your time of need when you lose a loved one. Joining me now, the Community Relationship Manager from Paul Mortuary, Mary McElhatton. Hey Mary, welcome back.
Thank you.
Great to have you in.
Good to be back here.
Yes, you and I once again have connected over losing our fathers.
Yes.
And I, like you, agree that once you experience losing someone who's extremely close to you, you look at the world differently, and you certainly look at final arrangements differently.
Absolutely. After, in 1981, I lost my brother. That was the first loss in our family. And I remember just watching my mom and our whole family just scramble to figure out what to do. And, you know, it really, at 14, I realized, oh, I'm not going to be here forever, right? I'm not going to be here forever.
Oh, yes.
And then immediately started pondering on the idea of, you know, why do we not talk about death when it's happening 100% of the time? And I've been on this journey now for quite some time, and I help families make sure that they, you know, do have some planning. We're never prepared, but we can have some planning in place, and we do that in simple steps. With Paul Mortuary.
You actually have made it kind of your personal mission just to get out there and demystify this whole conversation.
Yes.
And also assist people along the way because like you said, it is something we all go through. It's just part of life. And I think it's a beautiful thing. So let's get into some of the details. What do you recommend is the first step when people are starting to think about either making their own final arrangements or helping a loved one plan for theirs?
Well, obviously reach out to a funeral home and get some information, get some facts, get some cost. Personal planning guide is something that we assist with our families. It is a legacy book. It is a step-by-step writing down at least some wishes in writing because, you know, again, as parents, we always plan for trips and things like that. Well, this is no different. My dad, he called it his day of departure, and of course he would never leave us without the answers of what to do and what direction to take. So I call this kind of my roadmap for when I take a trip of a lifetime. My kids know about it, my grandkids will know about it, and I want other families to also be able to sit down and write some things down. You know, this hits every age. It's not just one age, it's all ages. We all have gone through it.
And as I page through this, I see that like it's almost like a memory book. It's very thoughtful and reflective, and it really does kind of create that whole tone of celebrating life and personalizing your transition, right?
Yes, because we don't live this tough life to not go out with some type of honoring and celebration. I mean, it's really not planning our death, it's planning for our life that we lived well.
Yes.
And that's what it's about. We also have a veterans guide for our awesome veterans out there, clearing up the benefits, the misconceptions around their benefits so that they receive them, because we do want to honor them for their service.
And a lot of folks have questions about this because veterans know that there's some kind of benefits available to them, but they don't always know what they are and also how to access them.
Yes.
Yes, so that's great as well. You have how many locations around the valley?
We have 9 locations here in Las Vegas, and again, we've got affordable locations for those families that, you know, we have a location for every budget, for every family. Again, when you're pre-planning, you're able to fit the cost in your budget versus one day coming up with an entire amount of how they want to come up with celebrating that loved one's life. And sometimes finances dictate it, and that's hurtful, that's harmful.
Well, let's be real, finances always come into play, and I know from being in that situation, the last thing you want to think about is the price tag. You want to think about the experience and doing justice to that person. This Friday, you're going to be at the Spotlight Spectacular.
Yes.
What will you be doing there for folks?
Well, we will have many people out there answering questions. We will also have the option of getting these personal planning guides into the hands of all the families across here in Las Vegas. Again, this is our role to serve our community by protecting and keeping our families safe. We will have seminar options for our families who want to come out, have a free meal. And again, it's a lighter atmosphere to be able to talk about a tough subject. And again, get the information, get the accurate information so that a family is somewhat prepared for that day that we all know, if we haven't already experienced it, we will one day. Be a little bit more on it than just waiting for it. It's so much different having a plan versus not.
Absolutely. You don't need to be afraid of it. You actually can interject a little creativity into the whole experience. At my dad's service, we served ice cream afterwards because that was his very most favorite food. So that's something that meant a lot to me and my family. So, and him too if he was watching. So thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Whether planning ahead for your own arrangements or making preparations for a loved one, you can trust Palm Mortuary to walk you through each step. Their contact information for the downtown location is up on your screen. Palm Mortuary, a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.